Although the guide says to start with the side rails, I recommend starting with the feet. So for the feet, you will need one of these silver feet and a long screw. Next, as you can see, you have these screw points. So put the leg over the screw point, screw in, and start screwing it in. Do make note that there is no hole, so you'll have to screw through the leather. Next, you want to do the exact same thing on the other side. So put down your leg, put down your screw, go all the way through, and start screwing. You want to do the exact same thing with the other side.
2, 1, go.
Next, we will want to set up the bracket arm. So for this, we want to get the bracket arm, this metal brace, and 6 small bolts. Start by setting up the bracket arm and the position. Put your bracket brace over it. And start by screwing in the top 2 bolts. Don't fully screw it in, just do it lightly, so it's just in place. Then you want to continue with the bottom bolts. After you're done with this, you want to start by tightening up the top bolts and then everything else. As you can see, you want to do the same thing on the other sideboard. Next, we'll want to set up the side rails. So the side rails look like this. They have a lot of little small holes on the top, and then larger holes on the sides. Let's set it up over the sideboard. Make sure it's over the slots that have been that are shown. Next, you want to take 4 long bolts and lightly screw them in. And after you're done, you want to start by tightening all of them.
Same.
You want to do the exact same thing with the other side. Next, we'll start to set up the angle brackets. The angle brackets go on the sides, and you will fit them over the 2 slots over here. Next, you will use 2 short bolts and put them in. Make sure to loosely tighten them. Now you want to move over to the other side. Now you want to move over to the other side and start setting up the angle brackets again. Put the angle bracket over the slots, input the short bolts, and loosely tighten them. Okay. You will want to do the exact same things on the other sideboard. Next, we'll be setting up the footboard and the back brace. The footboard has 2 sides. It has a leather side, and then it has a cloth side. Make sure that the leather side is going to be facing the top. Same thing goes for the back brace. A leather side and a cloth side. Make sure that the leather side is facing the top. For the next steps, it is recommended to get a second helping hand. We will start with the back brace. For the back brace, you need 2 small bolts per side. So start by setting up the back brace and inserting the bolt that is most readily available. For me, it is the bottom bolt. Loosely fit it in. Once that's fit in, put in the second bolt. And make sure to have this all loosely, as you will tighten it later. You want to do the exact same thing with the other side. Next, we want to set up the front board. So with the front board, we get 2 small screws, and we will loosely fit them into the slots. Now, make sure that the leather side is facing upwards towards the sky. After fitting all the bolts in, make sure that they are fully tightened to the angle brackets. Next, we're going to be setting up the side arms for the headboard. As you can see, we're going to use the flat side, and that will connect to the sideboards. So the rounded side is going to be facing upwards. You will take 2 long bolts to screw in. Once one is loosely fitted in, we'll be fitting in the other one.
И инструмент покажешь, что ты тайтаешь. Ты говори.
Next, we'll be tightening in the bolts to the sidearm.
Все.
Next, we're going to be doing the headboard. So the headboard has a rounded leather side and a flat leather side. Make sure that the rounded leather side is going to be facing upwards. Next, in order to screw it in, we're going to have to take off the Velcro on the back. Through this, you'll be able to screw in the bolts. Now, you have 4 screwing points. The lower 2 screwing points will mean a higher headboard. The higher 2 screwing points will mean a lower headboard. The lower headboard is for a mattress of 8 to 10 inches, and the higher headboard is for a mattress of 10 to 12. So make sure that somebody is holding up the headboard for you, and we're going to be setting it up for a mattress of 10 to 12 inches. So start by inputting the bolts in, and then try to find your marks. Make sure to first loosely put it in, and then you will tighten it. So next you want to put the Velcro straps back on. Next we're going to be setting up the center rail. For this we're going to want a T-shaped angle brace, a long bolt, and a nut. Start by taking the T-shaped angle brace, put it under so that the holes are facing the top. Next, put your long bolt through the hole, making sure it goes all the way through, and then take your nut and start tightening it on the bottom. Next, we're going to be doing the exact same thing on the other side. Take your T-shaped angle brace, put it under, put the bolt through, and tighten the nut. Next, we're going to be setting up the center rail legs. So you have your legs that look like this, and then you're going to take a long bolt. So you will find these bigger holes that go all the way through and near the center. One right here and one over there. So you want to put your leg so the hole on the leg can be seen through the bigger hole. Next, we take a large bolt and start screwing it in. You want to do the exact same thing on with the other hole. Make sure that you can see the smaller hole through the big hole. Take your bolt, put it through, loosely tighten it, and then fully tighten it with the Allen key. Next, we're going to take the center rail and put it inside the frame of the bed. For our next step, we're going to be taking 4 small bolts, 2 bolts per side. And then we're going to be fitting in the bolts into the holes on these T-angle braces. You want to do the exact same thing on the other side. And then you will tighten both sides. Next, I will show you how to set up the LEDs at the back. In your box, you will find that you have this white module. Connect the socket with the 4 holes in it to the wire that comes out of the headboard. Make sure that the arrows face each other. Once you have that done, you need to connect it to the power socket. You have another black module that has a wire. This wire will connect to this plug. You will then plug this into the wall. Next, you will see that you have this infrared receiver here that comes out of the control unit. This is what will allow you to control the LEDs with the control that you were provided. Over here you can see that you have the on and off switch. This will allow you to turn on the LEDs. Next, these two suns right here will control the brightness. Next, all these colored buttons here will control the color of the light. Green, red, purple, pink, even yellow. Next, the 4 buttons to the sides will control the light mode. You have, for example, the fade that is currently being displayed. You have smooth, which is a slower fade. And then you also have a flash and a strobe.